What's up, guys? Welcome back to Gabe Miller Music. Today we're looking into the making of my remix of Deadmau5's song Some Chords. I'm calling this Some More Chords, a really original name, I know. And I haven't done making ofs for the last couple of weeks because, first of all, there was a remix by another artist of one of my tracks, and then after that, last week, Adler and I did the song challenge. But now we're back on making ofs, and I'll continue doing these unless I choose to do something else that's totally crazy. So, let's jump right in here. I'll start it with what I started out with was just the stems, specifically the chords. And that's from the original track by Deadmau5. And then I went to work adding stuff. So I started off with an organ. Then layered another one up an octave. And then add some strings. That's the basis for the whole feel of the track. And I really like B3 organ. You've heard it on a lot of my stuff. I kind of put it everywhere. I just really like the way that sounds. And so I use a lot. So I have these all summed. And then I duplicated the sum track with the MIDI down in here. Muted one of the organ tracks. And so I have basically these two playing twice. So the strings and the organ playing twice. And I put these through a sum and bit crushed it and high passed it. So that's what this sounds like. Which is super nasty, but when layered with this, sounds kind of cool. And then after that, I added a bass, which that's really what brings this whole thing together. So I'll play it without, and then I'll bring it in. Which that's really what adds the thickness and makes it sound, in my opinion, really sick. So that's the basis for all the pads stuff. And then we got, I'll just leave this looped here, the plucks, which that's made up of a bunch of different elements. Check to see if I can find a place where this is completely not high passed. That's a low pass. Ah, here we go. So the plucks were made up of this element. That's doing most of the work, really. And then laid on top of that, this thing with a pretty crazy amount of delay on it. 2 delay plugins doing different stuff. One doing a ping pong delay and the other just kind of a straight up echo. And then behind those are these 3 elements, which are panned to give some width. These 2 are. And they kind of give more of a like an organic sound, a little less electronic-y. And so all together we have the plucks. So far, we've got... And then over here you can hear that they've got a high pass. Oh, adjusting the sound a bit. So. And now into the drums. The drums are fairly straightforward. I started off with the Retro Machines kit, built-in kit and Ultra Beat. And I just played that in with the MIDI keyboard. And that forms the basis of the sound. And then layered that. And the hi-hats, the 808 hi-hats. And then this IDM kit. Now you can barely hear this in the actual track. But if you listen for it, you can hear it, and it kind of adds a little bit more interest, and it's kind of a trippy kind of sound. And then the only other thing I really added was this this hat playing triplets. Right there. And then a couple other elements here. This one's barely heard, but add some subtle changes. I mainly used it for the hi-hats that I had in there. Keep layering elements there. And other than that, that's about it, really. It's a fairly simple track. It just sounds really thick. What else? You can hear the chords. And there was automation in the original track that had it start off like that, and then as time goes on, it gets more and more. And I just didn't even do anything to that, and so I have that layered in on parts. Oh, the drop. I'll get to the drop. Oh, and I also used the little plunk lead a bit. And on this riser here, I also used a little riser here. And then the random vocal sample line, that's just my voice, pitched down. And finally we get to the drop, which all the drums stay basically the same, and the bass stays the same, just playing a different melody, which is this right here. To do the drop, I took the original synths from the drop, the synths and the bass from the original drop, and chopped it up, and brought it into the sampler. And now I can play it on my keyboard, so different little parts. I'll show you how many different elements I have here. I have a lot, so I just... So you can see I can just go in there and go crazy. And so I spent a few tries just programming in something I liked on the keyboard, and we ended up with this. And I also have this bit crushed as well. Very clean without it. Just add some dirt, which I really like. So that's... And that is pretty much it. That's the making of Some Chords, or Some More Chords, I should say, my remix. And all these other tracks that you see, I know I didn't show you a whole lot of tracks, even though it seems like there are a ton here. Some of them are ones I didn't end up using, like this one right here. I didn't even end up using that, but I forgot to delete it. And then others are duplicates because I was too lazy to automate it, so I just duplicated the track and changed the level or changed one effect. And that's about it. Hope you guys enjoy this. Hopefully it was helpful, and I will see you guys next week. Peace out.